Alrighty, well hello there once again. Eric Padden checking in with you, and on this video we're going to be discussing when to sell your silver. A lot of us are finally waking up and we're actually investing in silver, and often when you're investing in something it's nice to have a strategy going in. And so I'm going to share with you my personal strategy as far as what my plans are. I've been collecting silver for years, as I've been aware for years that we're on a debt-based currency that is going down in value, and a lot of people are now aware that if you can get your paper money converted into precious metals, whether it be gold or silver, I just think silver has more of an upside because of the fundamentals, which I've discussed on other videos. If you'd like to watch Why Silver, Why Now, I'll discuss more of the physical ratios and how it's changed to where there's now less silver available on the planet than there is gold at the moment. And yet the demand's picking up more than ever before. And of course silver is something that's used as an industrial metal and just disappears, unlike gold, which is hoarded away. So I think silver is an excellent investment right now, and what I'm looking at is for silver to kind of keep chasing gold and go from its current 40-to-1 ratio. As we make this video, we're looking at roughly 40 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. Now you're going to find that historically it's been closer to 10, 16 to 1, somewhere in that range. And as I've discussed on my other videos, right now we have actually more gold available at 7 billion ounces today than we do silver at 1 billion ounces today here in 2011 as far as physical metal available. And so it should be that silver is going to continue to close that gap. My particular exit strategy is that when it gets around 10 to 1, to play it safe, I'm personally going to get out at that time. Not that silver is going to dive back down again. I don't have a crystal ball, but I really think the fundamentals of silver, I don't think it's a bubble like a lot of the other commodities. My personal belief is that we're much like the excess liquidity that was created by the Fed led to the dot-com bubble, and then once again they contracted, repossessed, got everything they needed, and then went ahead and created more liquidity for the real estate bubble. They of course then retracted, and people lost the world basically lost 40% of its wealth in that little period in 2007 and 8. And so that's a contraction, money that's now no longer in circulation. What that does is they get to go and repossess everything, and it's all part of their plan. But they create these bubbles, meaning the banksters, which you hear about on my other videos. And if you can kind of catch the trends early and ride them, there were a lot of people that made money in the dot-com. Unfortunately, most people got caught at the end, and then there was a lot of people who made money in real estate, and unfortunately, most people get caught at the end. And so I think precious metals and other commodities, there's a huge bubble that's just beginning right now. And I really believe the fundamentals of silver will eventually be in a scenario where silver is worth more than gold until eventually it's so expensive that the mining is more cost effective and they eventually can balance out supply and demand. But right now in the short term, we're in a situation where there's not nearly enough silver above ground to meet the demand, and it's been so cheap that nobody's going out of the way to mine it. Most of the silver that we get nowadays is a byproduct of mining for zinc and other metals, and they'll just separate the silver. So anyway, bottom line, my strategy is to wait until we're getting to around the 10 to 1 ratio. At that time, I want to move into maybe real estate. Maybe there's another metal or commodity that's got a brighter future at that point. I also think there's a high percentage chance that we are looking at a new currency. It's my personal belief that by design, these debt-based fiat currencies are near the end of their cycles. And if you are looking back in history, there's been over 3,800 debt-based fiat currencies, and every single one of them has crashed. Most people know that great civilizations are not conquered from outside, but conquered from within, and it usually boils down to printing too much of the currency, and basically it crashes. And so that's what's happening. And if you understood our currency, it's just amazing how they've been able to pull the wool over people's eyes for so long by controlling the educational systems and the media and so on. But luckily the internet is allowing us to get out there and share the truth with people. And so that's what my videos are about. It's not just about silver, and even though I think that's the best vehicle right now to protect your purchasing power, but it's also about just enlightening and educating and hopefully inspiring people. My belief is there's a silent majority in this country of Americans. The reason that a lot of people don't vote is because they're disgusted, They understand that there is no difference truly between a Democrat and a Republican. It's all an illusion. They like to create the illusion of competition in this country. And Coke and Pepsi, same billionaires that own it. If you look at McDonald's, Burger King, same billionaires that own it. If you look at the competition, that's an illusion. Our country has unfortunately went from for the people, by the people, and all the things that the Constitution and Bill of Rights was built upon, and it's become an oligarchy, where basically big business has muscled their way in and basically has pirated the whole system. And I think that's why so many people are frustrated. And so I use my videos, much like this one here, When to Sell Your Silver, to try and get the message out and help people wake up. Wake up, people. If we don't hurry up and take our country back, it might be beyond repair. And so I believe in America. I love my country. I love my Constitution, my Bill of Rights. I'm extremely frustrated and disappointed in what our government has become, and how the corruption and the money and everything's about greed, and they're ruining the planet. They're trying to create debt slaves out of each and every one of us. And so if you can get your paper while it's still worth something, convert it over to precious metals, you're going to find that you're going to come out of this mess in a position of strength, and you'll be able to protect your purchasing power. And it might be that you're going into another metal. It might be you're going into real estate. It might be you're going to this new currency in a position of strength. Because I'm trying to share with people, if you've got a debt-free home right now and you've got $1 million or $2 million in your 401k, well, guess what? If the dollar crashes, which most people believe is just a matter of time, okay, you're going to find that it's worthless. Okay, and you'd have been better off converting some of that money into physical silver, which always, whenever these debt-based fiat currencies crash, the scared money always finds its way into the metals and just drives them up astronomically. And usually on the back end of that, they do come down, So I want to be able to have an exit strategy to where when it gets to that ratio that I predetermine, I don't want to get wrapped up in the emotion. I want to have a predetermined strategy that's allowing me to multiply my wealth, protect my purchasing power, and then get into the new whatever makes the most sense. And I don't know yet what that's going to be. I don't have a crystal ball, but I can tell you the dollar is just going to keep going down like most other fiat debt-based currencies around the world. They're being printed at an astonishing rate. And I want to talk in other videos about the history of the debt and the debt bubble that this country is in and all that. But for now, when to sell your silver? The only exception to the ratio I just described is if I ever notice the mainstream media saying, go buy physical silver. Okay, if you're starting to see that, not silver ETFs, they want you to buy that. They want you to buy all the paper that you can to keep the value down of the real thing. Okay, because historically, whenever people see the value of gold and silver going up, that means that the debt-based fiat currencies are crashing. Okay, they know this. Not everybody's an idiot that just gets their education from the mainstream media these days. Some people look for truth and they find alternative media. You might be one of them. But we need to educate each other, you guys. We need to wake up. We need to take our country back. And in order to be in a position of strength to do that, we need to preserve our wealth. So we've got some purchasing power coming out the back end of this mess, so we can hopefully rebuild it on a stable footing and get rid of the banksters and the Federal Reserve and all these unnecessary institutions that are just wasting the resources of our country and spending our children and grandchildren's money. So anyway, sorry I'm getting off on a little bit of a tangent. I have a tendency to do that, but I don't know of any other way to share with people what's really going on in this country. And sometimes it's frustrating, if you start to wake up, you almost feel like you're in a position of helplessness. But that's why I've started a blog. That's why I'm starting to get involved in businesses that I think in a tough economy, you can do a positive thing. You can help people out. For example, myself, I've got involved in a couple different silver businesses. One of them, ISN, International Silver Network, allows you to have people that are purchasing silver from you, or maybe even just ship the coin on auto ship every month to slowly build up some wealth. And what it does, it also can allow you to build a residual income. And so it's a true win-win. Now, if you're the kind of person that doesn't want to do collectible silver, you could also do bullion. And either way, I will help you queue up. I just want to help people get in a position of strength. And so what I do for my friends or my affiliates is I'll basically sell you the silver at wholesale. I have another business that I do, and that allows me to purchase the bullion, which I'm also a believer in, at wholesale. And so give me a call if you're interested either way, whether you go through me or not. I highly encourage you to start to convert as much paper as you can into precious metals. And I just happen to believe silver has a lot more upside than gold, as you'll see on some of my other videos when I discuss the fundamentals. On this particular video, when to sell, either when you get back to that ratio a little closer to historic ratios of 10 to 1, or remember, we're at 40 to 1 right now, so a lot of room for upside, and I believe that gold's also going to go up as people get out of paper. However, my strategy might be accelerated if I open up, and happen to see that there's, in the newspaper or on the, the CNBC or CNN or Kramer is telling me buy physical silver. That means I'm cutting off the strategy early. I'm getting out right now, because that means that they're going to lead the sheep to slaughter just like they always do. And then what I would do is I would sit on the sidelines, wait for the slaughter, and then I would go back in again, low, and then ride it again. So anyway, I appreciate your time, and if you do like my videos and you appreciate my videos, please do give me a like. I really appreciate that. I also would love to hear your comments and your feedback. And I'm trying to build a network of patriots, you know, the silent majority out there that wants to take back this country. There's a time coming not too far out where we're going to get the opportunity to do that. For now, though, we need to prepare ourselves, okay, any way we can. We need to be putting food away. Food commodity prices are going to be going through the roof soon. We're already seeing it in other parts of the world. Luckily, the Federal Reserve makes us the last victims. They force all of our inflation to other countries first through their manipulation. And they're trying to create serious turmoil in the Middle East right now, which they're doing. China is seeing things going up 3-4 times. But eventually, it's a small interconnected world, and all that inflation eventually finds its way right back here. So you need to be putting away all the food, all the things that you actually eat. I'm not saying MREs or something, but things you eat, put that away. Get yourself a 6-month supply at least to weather the storm and hopefully come out the other side in good shape. So anyway, Eric Padden, you can reach me at 858-705-2487. Also, if you'd like to jump on my blog, it's isncoinsbusiness.com. And by going and typing isncoinsbusiness.com, or maybe just click the link below, you can go ahead and see a lot of other articles and videos that I put on there to educate you, and also touch a little bit more on the opportunity if you're interested in not only helping other people get prepared, but maybe a residual income along the way. True win-win. So I'll go ahead and catch up with you on the next video. I thank you very much for your time, and make it a great day.